Okay, this PowerPoint supports the Level 2 business course, specifically looking at the internal motivation theory in the workplace, specifically looking at Elton Mayo's human relation theory. So we're understanding the theory as an objective, and most of us will be able to explain how businesses adapt to the human relation theory and how some of the motivation techniques they use have come from Mayo's work. So first and foremost, Elton Mayo ran a very famous experiment referred to as the Hawthorne Factory, where he investigated groups of workers who working together to change the physical factors around them. They either increase the heat or decrease the heat, increase the light, decrease the light and breaks, increased them, decreased them, took them away, whatever it was. But he played around with these variables, and the result basically was that when conditions worsened, output in fact went up, when you would have thought that the worst conditions, output went down. Now what he put this down to was, in these conditions, when faced with bad conditions, workers tended to bond better and work for each other and look after each other in a much better way. So if you strike an analogy, sports teams, when two teams are playing, one team gets a member sent off, there's lots of cases whereby that team who had one less player they seem to can be the ones to be more successful, and that is because the whole idea of resilience of the group, when effectively things are down, things aren't looking good, the chips are down, the back's against the wall, they work harder for each other. So what he pointed this down to was that motivation was a human factor, nothing to do with physical. Now, to move on, okay, what his research really highlighted, and there's a bit more to it, but it was a bit of a jump, but effectively what today it's been taken on the scene is that it's of paramount importance that you treat employees as human beings, okay, not machines. They respond very well and will work very well when treated in this fashion, and they will also bond together. Okay, and the whole idea is also that you should be taking an interest in these people. They aren't just people who come to work, do a job, go home. There is more to them than that. And should you take an interest in them, then they will respond better. So group incentives gives a sense of workers a sense of belonging. So today, what we are now seeing is that it's been seen that through this pivotal study from many years ago, communication between managers and workers is very important. Okay, it's very important to be seen that people are taking an interest in each other. Working in teams is another very positive outcome of this. Social events within and outside of work is also very common, and this also comes out of Mayo. Nowadays, we now have human resource departments. Previously, these didn't really exist. It was always just a case of, okay, you hired someone, they did the job, and they went home. There was no understanding that made them work harder or personally drove them, these sort of ideas. And this is the work of the now human resource departments. And added to this overlaps a little bit into Vroom's theory, which we'll speak about later. But personal development plans for individual employees to motivate them, so to know exactly what they wish to do. So, out of Mayo, it was now therefore seen that one person has a number of different interactions that need to be considered. So, obviously, with the manager, with the team peers, people outside the organisation, okay, but also people who are directly reporting to you for you on your behalf. So overall, what Mayo was emphasising is the need to focus on that social interaction of the individual worker.